the year 2020. Hey, what's up? Michael here, and yes, we thank God, hallelujah. This is the last day of the year 2020, and I guess this was supposed to be the year, right? The year, right? I suppose 2020 was meant to be the amazing start of a fresh new decade, right? I know that you know that I imagine 2020 to be the best yet, right? Well, guess what? It was. No, really, it was. Because if you're watching this video, it means you were alive to see the 1st of January 2020, and you are alive now, and that's enough to give God all the glory. So, yeah, 2020 was a great year. So, the year began, and some, if not many of us, had New Year resolutions and things that we planned and hoped to do. Some students were going to graduate out of primary school, high school, and even university, and some students were actually even moving newly into these new stages of their lives. People had planned to travel out, people had planned to buy a new house, people were planning to probably buy a yacht, people had newly gotten jobs, people were welcoming children into their homes, people were planning to even get married, really. And I guess a lot of us had planned to do so many things, but it's painful to see that there are some people who weren't able to even think of doing any of these things due to one illness or one problem or one disease throughout that was probably plaguing them during the year. And really, 2020 came with a lot of challenges. There were a lot of problems that happened, and one of them was probably the pandemic, which everyone most likely is very conscious and very alert or very informed or knows about it one way or the other. Towards the ending of February and towards probably the beginning of May, the lockdown began in many countries, and due to the coronavirus, which was causing COVID-19, which started back in 2019 and eventually led to the pandemic we have right now. And I heard the pandemics happen it happens every 100 years. I think one happened back in 1920. Yeah, because that's a 100-year difference, right? Yeah. And also, I've been informed that the name the pandemic has the name 19 in COVID-19 because it was actually because it started in 2019. I guess that was very obvious, but I didn't really notice that. One day I just guessed, and my mom informed me that actually that's why it was named like that. And WHO's site, the World Health Organization site, actually says that that's why. But I'm not really here to go into details about the name of COVID, of the pandemic. The virus grew so fast, and that I can tell you. And if you're watching this video 10 years later, let me just emphasize that the pandemic caused by the disease became very big in a matter of months. First, I don't think so many people took this disease so seriously, but when eventually we saw that it had spread worldwide and we saw the millions it killed, then we knew it was a very big, deadly, bad one. There's so much information concerning this COVID-19 pandemic that I cannot even cover in this video, but for those who are watching this video right now, let me just what I can advise you to do is to mask up, and also keep your distance from people physically, because you're going to actually save others by saving yourself. And keep your distance, and if you have to leave your homes, please do these two things. They're very, very important. Please do. Even amongst the COVID-19 pandemic, there were so many other events that occurred, and one of them most notably was and is racism against black people. You see, racism itself is pure evil. It's evil. It's just evil. See, let's not forget that racism is defined from being as prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against a person or people on the basis of their membership of a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is a minority or marginalized. One that is a minority or marginalized. Let's keep that aside. So it's not just black people that face racism. Other cultures, tribes, communities, groups of people could also face this evil act. The first thing I want to say is that this is actually prejudice, discrimination, stigmatization, separation against people, against a particular race. And race, the word race is defined from the Merriam-Webster dictionary as any one of the groups that humans are often divided into based on physical traits regarded as common among people of shared ancestry. So now my first question is, who are we to classify ourselves based on our or a person's internal or external or intrinsic or extrinsic qualities or features. Really, who are we? You see, God created everyone beautifully and wonderfully. Those two words, they were used in the Bible. And the Bible doesn't waste words. You can check Psalm 139 verse 14. Psalm 139 verse 14. The Bible says that David said that he fears God because he is wonderfully and fearfully made, beautifully made. Really? So who are we to classify ourselves based on one person's external features or internal features or intrinsic features or extrinsic features? Really, who are we? Now, the question to the people who are discriminating a so-called group of people, to God, we are all the same, and I can tell you that God leveled every single person during this pandemic. If anyone was wise, they would stay at home. It did and does not matter who you were or are. Really. I have one more question for these people. My third question for these people. You guys who are racist and you guys who discriminate against people, or you guys who see other people discriminating against others, discriminating other people or discriminating other fellows, whether not even necessarily black or not even necessarily, or maybe another culture, maybe another tribe, another community of people. You guys who do this, have you ever asked yourself, so if these black people or these people that you're discriminating against, if they were the ones who were racial and you guys were the victim, would you, I'm not talking to you guys for I'm just talking to about those who are racist or to those who discriminate a group of people based on particular quality they have. If those guys were the victim and the people you were discriminating were the ones who were racial or the ones who were racist, would you like that? Really? Think about that. Would you like that? There were other events that happened in the year 2020. Some of them were school graduations, obviously for someone like me who just left high school. Some of them were school graduations being cancelled, and many of them had to be virtual graduations. And yeah, I also had my graduation virtually. So shout out to all those who had their graduations virtually. By the way, YouTube organized a particular a virtual graduation back in July, I think, or June. Like they had like a live stream event where they got a bunch of famous celebrities here and there, a bunch of CEOs from companies like Sundar Pichai, I believe he was there. They had so many other people, and they like asked them to give like a speech. They just tried to like congratulate those who were actually graduating. I think it was for those people who were graduating from a particular, let's say, stage, maybe from primary school, high school, or probably university, most likely. A lot of companies really, and a lot of people lost their jobs. They were dismissed, were made redundant, and a lot of companies faced a lot of challenges due to the economic crisis that was happening in various countries. And one notable was the whole idea of dumping. Like that thing it's really injurious. I really do not want to go so much into detail, but it's just basically where the government sells their own exports at a price way lower than the normal price, just so they can increase their international competitiveness. But it still hurts them really. But it's because of the problems, because people don't have, from other countries who are meant to be buying the exports of other governments, they don't have funds most likely to buy from them. So the government has to drop their prices so low to increase demand in other foreign countries, in foreign markets, and this will therefore boost their international competitiveness and make them kind of better. I think make the economies kind of better. I don't know, but it was really injurious to companies. So those were a lot of things that happened. Those are just some things that happened in the year 2020. And also, lest I forget, everyone had to do everything at home. So shout out to those who were on tech duty during the lockdown. Yeah, I feel you guys really. And shout out to those who also had to probably have school online like I did. And shout out to you parents or to you workers who also had majority of you did work from home. Yeah, work from home. Shout out to you guys. But there was still some good in the year 2020. There was still some good in this year. Although this year had a lot of challenges, a lot of bad things, so to say, but there was still some good things that we could point to in this year. And like I said earlier, the first thing is you are alive. And that is more than enough to give God all the thanks. If you made it from the 1st of January up until the 1st of December 2020, you should be grateful to God, like I was. Also, a lot of families bonded, and a lot of Shout out to those children or kids who had to do double time of work. A pat on the back for you guys also. And also, for me and hopefully for many of you guys, this year was really a time to grow with God and to grow spiritually, and also to grow in other areas of life, to grow mentally, to also kind of grow socially. Although you really probably didn't go up, but you kind of still made some friends, right? Although, but to grow in different areas of life, to also grow extracurricularly, not just to grow academically, but to grow with God, which is the most important. For me, I would say it was very great. I started making Christian videos on the channel. I started preaching sermons via WhatsApp. So that was really one thing that's something that points to the fact that you are actually this 2020 was actually a year to grow with God, and that's something really good to look back on. Yeah, it is really. And also, when I said to grow extracurricularly, I also started this YouTube channel to express my passion for tech, and I've created a bunch of review videos and a particular unboxing video. I've also done some tech advices like earpiece, like my advice on earpiece or headphones. You can check that out. I'll probably leave that in the link in the description below, or you can find it right here or here. Yeah, one of them. But to you guys, try thinking back into the year. Think back into the year. Try and recollect all your blessings. Count them. Count your blessings. Name them one by one. I'm pretty sure God has done great things for me, for you. Even apart from keeping you alive, there are other things. You still have a roof over your head. You still can sleep properly. A lot of you are probably, your parents probably bought a lot of things. God provided money for them to buy a lot of things. For example, I got a new laptop this year, and that's something that's really nice. In fact, the phone I'm using to record this video is a new phone that was bought this year. Those are things you can think back on and count them and really give God all the thanks for. What I've learned from 2020, and I believe Psalm 19 verse 21, Psalm 19 verse 21 sums up what I'm going to say. You see, there are many devices in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of the Lord, that shall stand. So in this world, we may plan in this world, we may desire to do many things, we may set our goals for ourselves, set our resolutions for ourselves, but in all and after all, it's only the counsel of the Lord, it's only the will of God that will stand. Really, think on it, think on that. Really, look at this year. A lot of us plan to do so many things, but if God says He wants everyone to sit at home by probably sending a particular disease, by making everyone stay at home, everyone has to stay at home, really. If you were wise, if the person was wise, the person would have to stay at home. But let me know down in the comment section below what you guys learned in the year 2020, if you're willing to share. And yeah, I'm super excited to make more videos in the year 2021. This is me wishing you guys a Merry Christmas from the My Great channel and from the family, and also a Happy New Year to you guys. I promise I won't fake the original. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.